Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. For this week's video, I wanted to answer some of the questions I get a lot, which is really, Brennan, how do you stay so disciplined or motivated to work out all the time or get whatever you're trying to accomplish done, whatever skill it is? Well, part of it is, consistency. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And maybe I have some personality trait that gives me an inclination towards it. I wasn't always this way though, so I don't really buy that, reasoning as much. But one of the things that I have found super duper helpful is something I actually read about I didn't even know I was doing it, but there's this book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I highly recommend it. I'm not even done with the book yet, but just so much of that information is immediately applicable to, I feel like, life in general. And one of the habits, I don't even remember which number it is, but it's putting first things first. And basically what that means is if you have certain goals or tasks that you need to accomplish, making a list of what is most important to do first, and then doing it first in your day before doing other things. So a lot of people I know, they want to exercise, they say I do believe them, they want to work on their fitness and their health and all of that stuff, but they're so tired at the end of the day by the time they get to the gym, or even the idea of getting to the gym, that they don't go. And it's not because they're weak or weak-minded or something. There's a level of fatigue that overwhelms them. And at that point in the day, they just don't have it in them anymore. So an option, putting first things first, is to do that activity that you really want to accomplish first in your day, or earlier in the day. Obviously, if you need to wake up and, eat breakfast or whatever. But if you're like, man, I really want to get to the gym consistently 5 days a week for 30 minutes, then going to the gym first before you go to work, before you go to school, or whatever you have to do in the morning before you start another task, make the gym the first thing you do. And then when you're done with the gym, you can't even then go, man, I'm too tired at the end of the day to go to the gym, because you already went. Like, it's already done. That's why I love working out earlier in the day, because there are days that I will obviously work out later in the day, depending on if I'm traveling, when I do conventions. Once I get off the plane. It's so much harder though to get myself to go to the gym than it is when I first wake up. So I personally like to get a session in the morning. If I have time in a day and I have friends going tumbling or circus practice or something later in the evening, then I can also go with them and potentially train, but it doesn't feel like a requirement, that I feel like I let myself down if I don't make it or train as hard, because I already got it done. So that's just something to keep in mind. Put first things first, whatever it is. If you're trying to write a book, for instance, and you're like, man, I'm always tired again, same thing, at the end of the day, I don't have it in me, wake up and write a page, or wake up and set an alarm for 20 minutes and just write for those 20 minutes, whatever gets out. And eventually you'll have a book. It may be slow depending on how many days you work on it or how much time you give yourself each day towards it. But every day you don't go towards it is a day that you could argue you're not moving forward with it. And again, we're really what we do repeatedly. So if you miss 1 or 2 days here and there, it's not a big deal. But if you consistently do first things first, then it will be more likely that you'll continue to do them. And then if you go on holiday or something and it changes slightly, it's not going to wreck you when you get back from holiday. So that is something that has worked wonders for me with whatever task, even if it's studying. I'm taking some classes right now, so for me, working out is easier to get myself to do than it is for me to want to study. So I will put first things first. So now that I've already built the consistency for working out, even if I prefer gym first, I will go study first, potentially on the day, depending on when my assignments due, because then I know I will do it, and then I'll do the gym later. So yeah, put first things first, guys, if you're having trouble getting started, and let me know in the comments if that works for you, if you've already done it, the success you see in it. And we'll talk soon.